Hi, everybody. Welcome to Philosophy 106 World Religions here at Southwestern College. My name is Professor Peter Boland. I'm going to be your instructor this semester, and I'm thrilled to meet you. I just wanted to make this little welcome video to kind of put a face and a voice and a name on the teacher of this class, so you have, some kind of human presence in what is otherwise going to be a 100% asynchronous online class. So no required Zoom meetings. We're certainly not going to meet physically in a room anywhere. This is 100% happening in this Canvas space. And it's going to be amazing. I promise you, we're going to be able to feel really connected to the work and to each other. Give it a couple of weeks, right? We'll warm up. We'll get to know each other through our weekly graded discussions. And we'll enjoy this journey together, studying the 7 great world religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So it's an introductory course. That's what we're going to focus on, is those 7 main movements, and even those just sort of briefly, right? About a couple weeks each, maybe. So this isn't going to be the deep dive into every kind of Christianity there is, right? So that's going to happen in other classes later on. But here we are considering the philosophical worldviews of these religious movements. Very important is the reading. And here is our first and main book. It's called Invitation to World Religions, and we're in the 4th edition here. The 4th edition is the one that's going to lock in with the study guides the best. If you use a 3rd edition or earlier, you'll waste some time being confused about pagination, where stuff is. Questions will be out of order and so on. It'll generally work, but if you can, I absolutely strongly recommend the 4th edition. That's the one that's going to fit really well with all the study guides that I've written for these assignments I'm going to give you. We're not going to read the whole book, but the chapters we do read, I've created a study guide for each one of those. That's what the assessments are going to be based closely on, the quizzes. So that's important. There's a second book I think that's equally important, and it's called The World's Wisdom by a guy called Philip Novak. Now, he didn't write it. This is an anthology of sacred scripture from all over the world. So it's like a greatest hits of all the religions' Bibles, right? So there's beautiful passages from the Hindu scriptures, Buddhism, so on, so on, so on. The Quran, of course, and of course the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament, and more. So we're going to be reading passages from this as well. As we read Buddhism in that book, we'll be studying Buddhist scriptures in this book. So this is the second book. Get those 2 books right away. That way you'll have them for the work that lay ahead. So this first week, just dive into the orientation module, dive into that first week module. There's a graded discussion that's due in the first few days. So I want to just get this party started. Why wait, right? So it's college, you're in a college class, time to take some actions and get a kind of personal schedule together that leaves a couple of 2 or 3 hours every week per class that you're in. So we'll get a chance to sort through all that later. Let's think about, finally, this last piece. What does it mean to study religion in a secular institution, a public college? We're not here as ministers trying to propagate any particular faith. We're here to study intellectually and open-mindedly and open-heartedly and curiously the wisdom traditions of all the people of the world. And we approach each one of them humbly and, as I said, curiously and respectfully, but we're not afraid of asking, hard questions too. And so I really feel like this class might end up being important for you on kind of a personal level, not just intellectually or not just 3 units for your transfer plan. It does all that too, but you might find it more engaging to kind of take it personally. There are people in this class from all different faith traditions. There are atheists, agnostics. There are people who feel warm and about and drawn to religion. There are people here for whom religion leaves them cold, or perhaps worse, they were wounded and expelled or abused by religion or religious authorities. There's a lot of pain. I found that through teaching all these years. A lot of people bring a lot of woundedness to their searching through the world's religions. All that is on the table, my friends. Let's bring our woundedness and our joy and our curiosity and our hunger to understand each other to life in this class. And I think it's going to prove to be a fascinating experience. So I'm thrilled to be here with you. Any specific questions for me, put them in the Canvas inbox. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But for now, let's get busy, order these books, start on those first pages in the orientation module and the week 1 module. Looking forward to your first discussion entry here in just a few days. I'm honored to be with you on this walk, and I can't wait to get started. See you soon.